Hello, my lovelies. I'm back. I know, it feels so weird. It does. Kind of forgotten what to do, how I do this. But welcome back to a new episode of Late Night Book Club. It's so weird looking back into a camera again. But knowing I just get to chill here with you guys is awesome. And I'm so happy I'm back. Honestly, I've been really busy recently. But also, I've only just got out of my book slump, which is amazing. So you might have seen me posting on TikTok a little bit more. But obviously I've been making the most of that, enjoying my time reading and, not really worrying about what I'm posting or what I'm doing. And these videos, as much as I love doing late night book clubs, they have always taken a lot longer to film, edit, and just make in general. As you can probably tell by the noise outside, I am still in Manchester. Clearly. Very rainy Manchester, very dull today. I feel like I look really cool toned on the camera. Which obviously isn't the best, but it's because it's just genuinely so dull outside. But I do have a few things I do want to talk about today. I have written a very small list, but you know me, I just go on with my rambling anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But first thing I'm going to talk about is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing Tate McRae tour merch. I went to see Tate McRae at Co-op Live with my best friend Isabel. Yeah, she was genuinely so good. Like, we have needed a performer like her for so long, and she comes and she delivers. And I've been following Tate since she used to write the Dear Best Friend videos and things like that. And I remember sending one to Isabel when I found it, literally at the time they were getting released. And that's how me and Isabel got into Tate. So we have been fans for a very, very, very long time, but this was our first time seeing her live. We did have tickets to one of her other tours, but then it was clashing with the time of COVID and GCSEs, and it kept getting postponed and then rescheduled, and then we couldn't actually make it when the time did come around anyway. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but at least we got to see Miss Possessive tour, which honestly I think Later is my favourite album, but obviously with what I've just said, we could not have seen her when she performed all of those songs, but this tour she did still perform a decent amount, so I was really happy about that. But yeah, I'm repping my Tate merch. I wanted to get the jersey and the zip up, but they were sold out. I ran in the middle of the show to the toilet because we were dancing at the back for part of it, and I literally ran to the toilet and I was like, I'll just get merch now, and I went and I was like, can I get a zip up, because there was no jerseys on show, and they were like, no, we've not got any. And I was like, oh brill, I'll just get this top then. So that was a little bit annoying, but I've got so many zip ups at the end of the day. That one was just really cute, so if it does come on the merch store, you will be catching me wearing it. But you might have noticed this top in my TikToks recently. I have been living in it, basically. This and a new top I got from Zara, basically all I'm wearing. My favourite two tops. I did want to talk about Saving Six today. That was a big focal point of what I wanted to talk about, because I finally read Saving Six and I finished it. So I've been working a lot more recently because I've finished uni, so I do have a lot of spare time compared to normal, but obviously I'm working more. And Saving Six has been a book that I've wanted to get onto for so long. I read Binding and Keeping 13 about 2 years ago, so I knew I was going to get round to them, but one, the sheer size of them just put me off, like they did in the first place with the Boys of Tobin series. That's what put me off. Also, I've genuinely been in a book slump since I moved to uni, right before I moved to uni. Yeah, I've been really struggling with it, so I didn't want to start it because I was like, I don't want to stop in the middle of it and just not go back to it, because it's one of those books I really care about and I want to make sure I do go back to it. But I've been trying to read so many books over the past few months. A lot of them I've been posting about. To be fair, actually, I've only posted about I'd say 50% of them. There's been so many more books I've been trying to read and not been able to finish. I've got so many unfinished books at the minute, and it just really stressed me out. And it was the day before Release in 10 came out, I saw it in Waterstones. They put it out a day early, and I was going to get it, but then I was like, no, they're going to put it in the works the next day. And I'm sorry, I'm a money-saving student. I would like to save myself £3, and I knew I wouldn't read it that night anyway, so there was no point. So I looked for it in the works on that day, and it wasn't there. We went to Liverpool. We went to see Hamilton. It was also the day of the LFC parade, which, if you have seen the news about that, then there has been, there was a few issues that day, but luckily, as you can tell, I am safe. I'm all okay. We made it to Hamilton literally as that news came out. We were in the theatre, so it was quite a weird day, and we didn't get home until late, but I did not come home with Release in 10, because obviously I knew I wasn't going to read it that night, so there was no point in me buying it a day early just to post on TikTok and be like, oh my god, I've got it a day early. Like, I didn't really care for that. So then the next day or a few days later, I went into the works and they had it. So I've got Release in 10, and I wanted to catch myself up to speed, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start saving 6. Like, I'm just going to do it. And I did it, and I finished it in 4 days. To be fair though, out of those 4 days, so the first 2 days, I read roughly 200 odd pages, and it was 2 nights because it was after work. So it was only a few hours I had right before I went to bed, but I was trying not to stay up, but I kept staying up really late, so now my sleep schedule's so messed up. And then the other 2 days I read quite a lot in the day yesterday, and then, or was it the day before? I can't remember. Then, yeah, it was the day before, then yesterday I was quite busy, and then today I read the last, 50-ish pages. I didn't want to finish it all in one go, because I just wanted to really appreciate it. Obviously, I do know that there is another book about them coming, well, here, that I've got downloaded on my Kindle now. So I'm going to start that at some point. I don't know whether to start it tonight or tomorrow, because obviously I've had a very bookish day. I've been posting a lot of content, making a lot of drafts, and also reading and stuff like that. And I'm going to edit this and then make a thumbnail, blah, 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 blah. So I don't think I will start it tonight, but I am thinking of doing a Redeem in 6 reading vlog, maybe. I've always wanted to do a reading vlog with the booktubers I watch, like Sarah Caroli, Destiny Sidwell, Hayley Farm, the core little trinity of people. Obviously loads more, but my main 3. Sarah is my main girl. I love Sarah. Yeah, it's something that I've always found myself interested in watching anyway, so I thought, yeah, maybe I should try it. So let me know if you would be interested in seeing that. Obviously, I know that it'll be different to this, and it'll probably take a while for me to edit and bring it out, but I have the time now. I finished uni, so I might as well. I don't know. It's something that I love doing, like little read with me, like for an hour videos on like TikTok and stuff. But it would obviously be very different to like vlog my reading and reactions. I could do on no spoilers or with spoilers. I obviously presume that a lot of my audience has already read it, because most of you have anyway. So we'll see, you know, it's up to you. Whatever you guys feel, let me know. Let me know. I don't know. It's something that it would take a lot of time, but it's content that I like to watch anyway, so I presume that some of you would maybe like to watch it too. While on the topic of Boys at Home as well, I had a comment a few months ago on one of my videos saying that I'm exactly how they'd imagine Aoife looking like. Honestly, biggest compliment ever. Like, that has changed my life. So when I was reading Saving 6, I was like, I'm trying to picture it, and I picture her like, not necessarily from the edits, because the fan cast people use, I picture her more as like as a British girl who has watched a lot of like 2000s reality TV and stuff. I picture her as like when she's like getting up to go out, like getting dressed up, I'm picturing like Geordie Shore first few seasons level of glam, like the side part blonde hair, like the small dresses. That's how I picture her. But I do understand that maybe for more American readers, they might just see her as like maybe somebody who looks more like me. I don't know. I don't really see it that much because obviously I'm me, but it did boost my confidence. I was reading it sometimes and it's like, yeah, you know what, that's me. But I really picture it. I can't think of a specific person, but just imagine, like, I picture her to fit into Geordie Shore, like, looks wise. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Because obviously for the vibe at the time, I know Ireland isn't the UK, but if we talk about the UK's vibe, because that's obviously what I know more, it was very hot pink, leopard print, zebra print, like the fringes that went like that. Like, I feel like that's probably what she actually realistically looked like, but people view her differently because of where they're from, what was probably popular where they are. I don't know. But that was a big compliment, and when I was reading the Same Six, like, sometimes I was just like, yeah, she is me, I am her, I get it. But then other times I was like, I'm picturing this girl in a bright pink Juicy Couture tracksuit with rhinestones and like the straight hair and the fringe, which is not me. But I am so grateful for that. I actually love that. I cannot remember who commented that, but I owe you my life. You've boosted my confidence immensely. Also, another thing is that I read Saving Six on my Kindle. I'm officially back in my Kindle era. I charged her up, and I have got a very old Kindle. My Isabel, who is definitely watching this, my best friend Isabel, she is one of my biggest supporters. She will watch every late night book club and every TikTok all the way through, and it melts my heart. She always sends me a video or a photo of her watching late night book club while she reads or while she eats her tea, and it really, so sweet. But I got my Kindle from Isabel because Isabel didn't enjoy reading on a Kindle. Like, it wasn't for her. I understand it's like preference, but for me, I find myself reading so much quicker on a Kindle. Like, I'm tapping, but that might be because I grew up being like a fan fiction Wattpad girl, so I was used to reading fanfics on my iPad, and obviously a Kindle looks wise, it's like a smaller iPad. So yeah, and I've been really enjoying my Kindle again, which is why I bought Redeeming Six on my Kindle, because I knew I'd get through it so much quicker and easier. But for my birthday Christmas list, bear in mind my birthday is in October. I'm very much planning, but because I've been reading on my Kindle, it's got it in my head about like having a Kindle, using my Kindle, and I've asked for a new Kindle, and specifically either the Kindle Basic in matcha green or the Kindle Paperwhite in the pink one. But the pink one isn't pastel, it's like a brighter pink, but pink and green are my two favourite colours, so it's gorgeous that they come in them. But the issue is that one's Paperwhite, so it's a lot more expensive, and then the Kindle Basic, which is the matcha green, which is prettier, is the basic one. So I've been looking through TikTok, and a lot of people say that the Kindle Basic is really nice, like that the matcha one. The only difference that I've seen people talk about is that the Paperwhite has a warm toned backlight that you can have, which would be good for me because I always read before bed, and like blue light literally hurts my eyes and I can't sleep. I'm a victim to blue light. I have like orange toned lighting on every single one of my devices because it hurts my eyes too bad. So that would be something, but I don't know if that's willing to justify like a £60-70 difference in them for me personally. They have the same amount of storage. The Paperwhite has an inch bigger of a screen, and my Kindle now is one of the old basics, genuinely from like, I want to say 2015 type time. So it is very basic, and it's small, compact, easy, and I just can take it anywhere, and I love that about it. And obviously the Paperwhite's bigger, and I don't really want a bigger one. If I wanted to read on a bigger screen, I'd just download the Kindle app on my iPad. So please let me know what you think about Kindles. Well, not that if you like them or not, but which one you have, even if you just DM me them, like which Kindle you have, how do you find it works better to other Kindles if you've had multiple, because that is something that I'm really struggling with at the minute, because obviously don't want to ask for a really expensive one if it's basically the same as getting a cheaper one. I'm trying to think of general life updates, because I love to use these as well for general life updates. My TBR at the minute is obviously Redeeming 6 and then probably Taming 7 and Releasing 10. Hopefully I will have the motivation to just do them all in one go, because my issue with series is that I often struggle reading too many of a series in one go. Like, I have to break it up a little bit, but then that also leads me to not finishing series, because then I forget what's happened in the book before. So I've got a little dilemma there, basically. But I'm hoping I can get myself caught up to speed with Boys Atonement pretty soon, because it is a series that I do love and I'm so, like, invested in, but also I don't want to burn myself out with it, if that makes sense. I do also really want to read Chestnut Springs, finally. I feel like it's such a summery, like, read, and I'm not going on a proper, like, beach holiday this year, so it's not something I have to worry about. I am going to Amsterdam, though, and Utrecht to visit the home of Miffy, which I'm so excited for. Me and my best friend Layla are going to go, and honestly, I can't wait. Like, it's going to be so fun, especially to see where Miffy is. Like, there's so much Miffy stuff there, and I'm going to come home with probably an extra suitcase. I'll be so real. Like, I'm so worried about how much money I'm going to spend, because I can't be affording that. I am a student still. I have to remind myself every time I spend a lot of money, like, you are a student. You are not living like one. Get your head in the game. But at least I've not been buying too many new books recently. I have bought a few. I bought Conversations on Love by Natasha Lunn. I love Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I think that's who it's by off the top of my head. I just love the book. And I'm pretty sure this author, like Natasha Lunn, in this book, she has conversations with different other, like, authors about different experiences when it comes to love, and Dolly Alderton was mentioned. So I got that. I thought it was nice. I also got Dead Animals by Phoebe Stux. Hopefully that's how you say her name. I picked it up because the cover of it looked like the gnarly music video. It's kind of the look of, like, being plastered, like, with cling film and being, like, vacuum packed in something with, like, a face inside. I used to be obsessed with that kind of art, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's that art. And also gnarly, because I love Gnarly by Cat's Eye. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. Quick sidetrack. Everybody's hating on that song. You don't get it the first listen. Trust me, I didn't get it, and then I watched enough fan cams and stuff that I did get it. But yeah, I picked it up, and it's very short, and hopefully I'll get around to that soon as well, because it's a thriller. It's about a woman who, after a party, she comes back and she's, like, battered and bruised, and she knows exactly what's happened and who's done it, but it's getting revenge. So I thought that's quite cute. It's not cute. I've just lied. I thought that was quite interesting. And I do want to get round to that, because it is short as well, so it might help break up, like, Boys Atonement. That could be an idea, actually. Then I also picked up I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. I cannot remember who it's by. It's on my bedside table right now, because I'm reading it, like, slowly, because it's conversations with her therapist. It's a Korean author and it's translated to English, but it's a bit self-helpy and also, like, self-discovery, and I do love those kind of books, but I find myself taking a long time to read them because I kind of want more of a plot in between, so I might finish that in between Boys Atonement, stuff like that as well. Another summer read that I want to get round to is finishing the Rebel Blue Ranch series, because I've got Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrangled left to go. I did read the first two, Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled. I can never remember both of them, I always get them mixed up. But yeah, I have read them ones already, so I want to get round to finishing these. Honestly, The issue is when you get out of a book slump is you feel like you're invincible and you get your TBR so much higher and you buy so many more books and you get so excited, and then the book slump comes back and then your expectations are too high. But I'm hoping this time that my expectations aren't too high and I will actually get round to them. My bookshelves here at uni feel like so much smaller than like at home, because obviously I have so many books at home, but unfortunately a lot of these are going to have to go into storage over the summer because I can't really like keep them all out, but that means I want to read as much as I can before then. So I have a lot on here that are like book talk cult classics even, and I've still not read them. One of them, 1,000 Boy Kisses. Yes, I've not read that yet. I don't want to talk about it. Good Girl Complex by L. Kennedy, Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake. Like, there are so many books where I have, like, blind spots because I've just not got round to reading them. Addicted to You by Christina and Becca Ritchie is one that Krista? Or is it Christina? I can't see. Well, by the Ritchie sisters. I need to read that at some point as well, but I obviously know that's such a long series. I don't know whether to just read that one or to get myself invested too much. But I've got so many books on here that I just need to work out, am I going to read them before the new uni year? And if I'm not, then I'm going to have to put them into storage, which is really sad. But it's kind of a way of, like, being realistic. Like, I'm not a god, I cannot read all these books that quick. I don't even know how many books I've got on this bookshelf, but I'll still take loads with me to my next year house, don't you worry. But the issue for now is just figuring out which ones I'm going to read when, because my TBR is so long. Like, physical TBR is so long. I have over 200 books, probably closer to 250 now since I've been at uni and I just buy more. But I have so many books and a lot of them are unread, and it'll probably take me a very long time to get around to it, especially since I've had a book slump that has lasted like 8 months. That's insane. Having an 8-month long book slump is actually crazy, but if anybody can do it, I guess it's me, because I've done it. I don't know if I have anything else to update you all on. Honestly, I think I've covered most things. I guess the only other thing is, like, when I'll be back again, and I'm not really sure. Hopefully next week if I've got any updates. Probably next week, to be fair. Now I'm back out of my reading slump, it's easier to talk because it's like I actually have a book to talk about. I actually have, like, reviews and stuff to give. So it'll probably be a lot easier now because I'm going to be reading Redeeming 6 as well. So let me know if you do want the reading vlog for that, or just like a video, or just if you want it embedded in a podcast. That's what I was trying to get at. So let me know which one you want, or if both, if you want me to do a whole reading vlog on it, or if you want me to just, and then also like talk about it a little bit in a late night book club. I don't know, I'm waffling. I'm really happy making content at the minute, and I feel like it shows in my videos, the fact that I'm posting a lot more. I seem to have to take these breaks every so often, which I know isn't good for like retention and stuff, but every time I take a little small break, I feel so much better afterwards and I come back so much stronger with it. So hopefully this is alright. Hopefully I'm not out of focus, and hopefully the audio is not scuffed either. I'm looking at it, and sometimes I'm being really loud and sometimes I'm being really quiet, and obviously I move a lot when I talk, so my microphone moves. If you listen to this with headphones on, I'm so sorry, I don't know how it's going to sound, but sending all my love always, all my best wishes and hugs, especially for Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Yeah, and I'm wishing you all the best until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to Late Night Book Club. I love you all.